Alright, Shalom. I'm the brother Tasiyat coming back with another video. But before I start off, I would like to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Kakadash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akyam across this world who are spreading this knowledge in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be upon your households. God Shalom. Because there are, of course, a few brothers that are listening, but also a few sisters that are listening, you know. So even though the number is way smaller than the men that are listening and are repenting, there still is a certain amount of females that are listening. So what you can see in this title, it says, "Don't tell a woman slash your wife everything," because, hey man, I had it myself like yesterday. You know, when you are excited, you know, and you in that excitement you start oversharing things, you know, and then while you are saying these things, you be like, why am I telling her this, man? You know, like, why am I telling her this? Like, you know, the moment you open your mouth, you already know, like, ah, shit, man, I should have said that, man, because now there is gonna come question after question after question. And this actually happened to my mother. You know, I was oversharing things with my mother in the excitement because I got a blessing from the Most High. At least I see it as a blessing, you know, like a financial blessing it was. And basically, I gave my mother some of that of that blessing, and she said like, "Hey, but how did you get this?" And I was excited, like, "Yeah, this and this and that." And she was like, "Oh, really? Oh, and this and this and that." And I was like, "Damn, I should not even begun about it in the first place. You know, I should have just said like, yeah, no, it's just from work. You know, here you have a little something for groceries or something, you know." But oftentimes, man, when you are excited, you start oversharing things for no reason. You know, like it's not needed, man. And another thing also with your wife, you know, when you are like happy, laying in bed with each other, you know, you're cuddling with your wife, you know, you are in a environment where you feel like it's so-called safe to speak about certain things, you know, the mood is right, you know, there might be some music on the background or a good movie, and you feel like talking with your wife, or your wife starts talking to you, you know, and your guard is going like a little bit down without really noticing it, you know, and you be like, ah, whatever. In those moments, those are crucial moments, because the things that you that you say to her, she's gonna remember it, you know. Even though you might tell her certain things in how do you say that, in trust, she can use that later on to turn against you, or to win an argument, you know, or to start an argument, so called. Like, yeah, now you're acting like this, but remember last time when you said this and that and that? You be like, huh? So I tell you something, and now you're trying to use it against me. And that is in their nature, man. You know, that is in their nature. Okay. Also, you should not be oversharing, of course, with men also, or people that are close to you. Certain things is best to keep for yourself for a certain amount of time. Okay, because spirits, demons can jump upon anybody. But of course, you gotta trust some people to with certain things. You know, otherwise, if you keep everything to yourself, and you're now in trouble or something, and nobody knows anything about your situation, and now all of a sudden you're in deep shit. They all gonna scratch their heads like, why didn't you tell us what's going on in your situation? You know, so you have to be wise with certain things. Like certain things you know you should share with your close brothers, for example, so that when something happens, they can step in and help you, or give you advice. You know, advice, add a vision. Okay, they giving you their vision on things, so you can make a better decision. Okay, that's what the scripture also says, man, to seek counsel before you make an to seek advice or counsel, if I'm correct, something like that. The scripture says before you make a decision. But that is something else, man. So like I said, man, sometimes you be oversharing things, and there's no need for those things. Okay, and I catch myself doing this also, and it happens to all of us, you know. So this is, let me see, the book of Sirach, chapter 9. Oh, Salakia is stripping now. Let me see. The internet is tripping here. I can also read Micah chapter 7. Let me first read this. Let me see. So here, the book of Sirach chapter 9 verse 1. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself. So you might telling her things about the scriptures, certain things, you're explaining her, you're breaking down things in depth, and later on she start using it against you. Like, yeah, the scripture says this and this and that, and then you be like, hey man, now you're twisting things, or you as a man, you have that role of we as men of Yahweh Bashem Yashai, we have the mindset that we would like our, basically our woman to be obedient, to listen to us, to be submissive. And what she then maybe can say, like, oh, so you want your woman to be like this, then I want you to pay everything for me, this and that. Like, in the society where we're living in right now, if you do that for a woman, she is gonna get lazy. She doesn't have to do any type of work. She might use that freedom that she gets to step over you, to step over your boundaries, to make use of that freedom that she gets. So it's not a wise thing to do right now. But she's gonna use it against you, like, yeah, then you should also do this for me, and then you should do that for me. Okay, like certain cases, it's like, of course it's logic as a man to do certain things, but females, they tend to, how do you say that, man, to, yeah, in English it's a bit hard to explain, but they tend to make abuse of the situation very quick. You be like, when you speak to her, you say certain things, and you are in that emotion of like, I'm gonna share these things with you, and then later, a day later, maybe not even a day, maybe 10 minutes later, you be like, why the fuck did I tell you that? Anyway, from there, let's go to the book of Micah chapter 7 verse 10. It says, oh, not Micah 7 and 10, but it's in the book of Micah 7 and 5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of their mouth. What is the doors of your mouth? Basically your mouth. Keep the doors of their mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Who is the one that lies in your bosom? That is your wife's wife. When she lies with you on your bosom, if I'm correct, it's like your chest, like she's the one that is close to you. She's lying with you. Keep your mouth from her, because once you start running your mouth, now you give her fuel. Now you give her secrets that she now has more insight in you. And next, aside of being able to use this against you later, she also has now lost a form of mystery. You also have now lost a form of mystery, because women, they like mystery. They like God, they like, even though they might not realize it, they like it when they don't have full control over a man, because they want a man to stand up for themselves. They want a man to basically show their boundaries. Okay, because if a woman can step over your boundaries, even though it might seem like you are pleasing her, she is gonna lose that respect for you. So that respect is very important, man. Okay, but again, it says here, Micah 7 and 5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of their mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Okay, don't be telling your female everything that is going on, man. If you make some money, for example, like, in my case, I made some money. I got some financial blessing, and I just told her, like, hey, I got this blessing, this and that and the third. And she started asking, like, oh, why, and this and that, or what did you do? I was like, don't worry, man, it's just a blessing of the Most High. I will give you also some of it, something like that. So she might she start guessing, like, what did he do? But in my head, I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you all the ins and outs and whatnot, okay, because it's not for her. Okay, you don't have to tell every detail to her, neither like I did to my mother, man. Okay, which, while I was talking to her, the realization came, but it was already too late. I already said certain things, you cannot rewind it. So that's just an advice to the brothers out there also, man. Okay, don't think that you are never gonna be in a situation that you have, you know, high emotions and you are very happy, and now you almost start oversharing. You almost start thinking like you can talk to your female like, hey man, I saw this woman, she was looking nice, man, this and that and the third, you know. Start sharing these things with your wife. Meanwhile, she might get jealous and things like that. You be like, whoa, why did I want to say it to you? You know, sometimes certain things like that are on the tip of my tongue, and then I'd be like, oh shit, damn. You know, I catch myself, Lord willing, in situations like that, man. But I think y'all know what I'm speaking about, man. Certain things, they're on the tip of your tongue. You want to overshare, but at those moments, it's crucial to keep yourself, you know, in tame, so to say, you know. But anyway, I hope this edifying. With that, I want to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham HaKakodash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akiyam across this world, who are spreading this knowledge in truth and sincerity, and shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be upon your households. God shalom.